Espionage, the practice of gathering information through covert means, was a common tactic used by the Roman military. The Roman legions and armies of occupation would often use informers and spies, but not in a formal or organized manner. This was particularly true in the city of Rome, which was known for its whispers and endless conspiracies. One notable group of spies in ancient Rome was the Frumentarii, who were possibly established by Emperor Domitian. They first appear in records shortly after his reign in the early 2nd century. Their base was located at the Castra Peregrina on the Caelian hill, but later centralized in Rome by Emperor Trajan. The Frumentarii were tasked with supplying grain to the military, delivering messages between the provinces and the empire, and collecting tax money. The main sources of information about the Frumentarii are inscriptions on gravestones and historical accounts of the actions of individual members of the group. From the inscriptions, it appears that the Frumentarii were primarily attached to individual legions, supporting the idea that their main function was to supply those legions with grain. This would have required a lot of travel, which would have given the Frumentarii the opportunity to acquire valuable information about the territory they were passing through, including knowledge of geography, landmarks, communication routes, and strategic locations such as settlements, farms, or granaries. This would have been useful military intelligence. By the 2nd century, the need for a comprehensive intelligence service throughout the Roman Empire was evident. However, creating a new bureau, specifically for spying on the citizens of Rome's distant territories was not a straightforward task. Emperor Hadrian found a solution by utilizing the Frumentarii as an intelligence agency. Their duties as grain suppliers brought them into contact with locals and natives, allowing them to gather valuable information about the territories they passed through. They may also have overseen and guarded mining operations. They served as a secret police and intelligence agency, gathering information on the emperor's friends, family, officials, or soldiers, and even carrying out assassinations at the emperor's command. The actions of the Frumentarii did not gain them favor among the general public. Roman administrators had a reputation for being arbitrary, authoritarian, and corrupt, and when the Frumentarii were involved in tax collection and detecting subversion, it only increased the likelihood of corruption. In the 3rd century, a writer described the provinces as being enslaved by fear, as spies were everywhere. Many Romans and people in the provinces felt they couldn't think or speak freely without fear of being spied upon. The Frumentarii surveillance became widespread by the late 3rd century, and their behavior was compared to that of a marauding army. They would enter villages under the guise of searching for political criminals, search homes, and then extort bribes from the locals. This led to the disbandment of the organization in 312 CE during the reign of Diocletian. They were replaced by the organization called the Agents in Rebus. The exact date of the creation of the Agents in Rebus is not certain. They are first mentioned in 319, but may have originated during Diocletian's reforms in the late 3rd century, when they replaced the earlier and unpopular Frumentarii. The central imperial administration still needed couriers, and the agents in Rebus served this purpose. They originally acted as message carriers, but eventually took on a variety of duties. The name Agents in Rebus translates to those active in matters. They fell under the jurisdiction of the Magister Officiorum, also known as the Master of the Offices, hence their alternate Greek name of Magistrianoi. They were eventually abolished in the early 8th century, as the magister's functions were taken over by the Logothetes II Dromou. The last reference to an agent is found in the Chronicle of Theophanes the Confessor, who served in the court of the Byzantine Emperor Leo IV the Khazar, where the Magistrianos Paul is recorded as being sent on an embassy in 678.